was blessed a long time ago to invest my money the right way and, put what you think about me. I don't care what you say about me. You're not in the position that right. I'm in.
Mm-hmm. Terence Crawford is done entertaining Floyd Mayweather's constant jabs. After Mayweather downplayed Crawford's latest victory, going as far as posting a private sparring clip, Crawford has fired back with explosive claims. According to him, Mayweather actually owes him money, and it's time the self-proclaimed money man stopped pretending to be as wealthy as he says. Crawford alleges that the debt totals around $31 million, dating back to the early days of their dealings. His revelation comes just as Mayweather is once again in the headlines for financial troubles, this time being sued in Las Vegas for allegedly failing to pay for luxury cars. To Crawford, Mayweather's online antics are nothing more than a desperate attempt to seek validation, all while his financial empire may not be as solid as he wants the world to believe.
Think she was a better guy for the job?
He's gonna make you hundreds of millions, you say?
Hundreds of millions sounds good, but we're in the Vegas club.
Really?
The lawsuit that sparked Crawford's fiery response was filed less than 10 days ago in Clark County District Court, painting a troubling picture for the retired champion. Both Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions LLC were named in the complaint, with Vegas Auto Gallery accusing Floyd of failing to pay for four luxury vehicles worth over $2 million purchased on July 3. The fleet included a 2018 Mercedes-Maybach, a 2023 Ferrari, a 2023 Porsche, and even a 2025 McLaren. According to court documents, Mayweather initially wrote two checks, one for $1.6 million and another for $650,000, but later instructed the dealership not to cash them, leaving the sale in limbo and his reputation once again under fire.
Claiming that they did some shady practices. So this is a response to their lawsuit that he bought 4 cars in the amount of $2.3 million back in July. And one of the cars was $1.2 million, which was a 2018 special edition Maybach. I don't know, something really, really fancy. Very, very real car.
Instead of finalizing the purchase, Mayweather took to Instagram, flaunting the cars before his 29 million followers as if they were already his. According to the dealership, Floyd never intended to keep the vehicles at all. He simply wanted them as props to maintain the Money Mayweather image. In the end, he returned 3 of the cars and agreed to keep the Mercedes-Maybach under a settlement valued at $1.2 million. The catch, court filings say he still hasn't paid a dime.
Option. Forgot about a new cars. But right here, we like to call it Sweet 16.
By signing the settlement, both Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions effectively confessed to the judgment, legally admitting they owed the money and waiving their right to fight the agreement in court if they defaulted. Yet despite that ironclad deal, the dealership claims Mayweather repeatedly missed payment deadlines, even after being granted an extension. Attorney Michael Cristalli, representing Vegas Auto Gallery, put it bluntly, "Our filing speaks for itself. Despite Mr. Mayweather purchasing the vehicles, writing checks, and executing purchase agreements, he refused to pay for them."
$25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, "That's true, but you owe 50 more." And he's just like, that can't be right.
This isn't the first time such accusations have surfaced around Floyd Mayweather. Over the years, numerous businesses have accused him of late payments or outright refusal to pay for goods and services. From unpaid wages tied to his now shuttered Las Vegas strip club, girl collection, to messy disputes with jewelry dealers and event promoters, the pattern remains the same. The man who built his brand on flaunting wealth continues to find himself entangled in debt and payment controversies.
I mean, dang, Floyd Money Mayweather. Man, wow, y'all around here getting Rolexes, not paying for them. Man, y'all got stacks of money, owing jewelers money. Man, how y'all around here, man, getting millions of dollars in all this jewelry and leaving 280...
This is where Crawford's explosive claim takes root. His sudden declaration that Mayweather owes him $31 million doesn't come completely out of nowhere. While his camp has remained tight-lipped about the details, the context opens up a few possibilities. One theory is that Crawford is pointing to the massive payday he believes slipped through his hands when a fight with Mayweather never materialized. Back in 2017, when Floyd announced his retirement, Crawford was rapidly rising, already a unified champion at 140 pounds and on the verge of dominating the welterweight division. A clash between the two at that moment would have been a global blockbuster, easily generating hundreds of millions in pay-per-view revenue.
I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. Come on, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to.
Another angle is that Crawford's claim may stem from business dealings outside the ring. Mayweather's promotional empire has been tied to countless fighters, events, and joint ventures, areas where disputes over unpaid percentages, marketing cuts, or promotional obligations are almost routine in boxing. What makes Crawford's accusations even more striking is the timing. His comments came right after a private Mayweather sparring video began circulating online. In boxing culture, sparring is sacred. What happens in the gym is meant to stay there. Fighters use those sessions to test themselves against champions behind closed doors, but leaking the footage is viewed as a serious breach of trust.
I need everybody at Drill Collection, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the Super Bowl, but whoever win or lose, it don't matter. I need everybody. Drill Coach.
The irony in all this is hard to miss. Floyd Mayweather built his entire persona onto pillars, an undefeated record and the image of untouchable wealth. The slogans 50-0 and the Money Team became inseparable from his brand. But now, with lawsuits piling up over bounced checks and unpaid luxury cars, that carefully crafted image is starting to crack. And standing across from him is Terence Crawford, fresh off becoming the only fighter in the four-belt era to be undisputed in 3 different divisions. With that kind of historic credibility, Crawford has more than enough standing to call Mayweather out on the contradictions between the image he sells and the reality he faces.
So the money's really gone. Yeah. That's what you think? Is the money, spend the money? All that money. It took, been 2 years. So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like, I don't even want to talk about it. Like with the lifestyle, that money's gone. Trust me. Now it's like, you call him, he'll be at your...
The Vegas Auto Gallery case exposes just how fragile the Money Mayweather persona becomes under the scrutiny of a courtroom. Court documents reveal that Floyd not only failed to pay for the cars, but also lashed out publicly, urging his millions of followers to steer clear of the dealership. According to the complaint, those posts sparked harassment and even threats from Mayweather supporters, leaving the business with reputational damage on top of financial loss. For the dealership, it's about far more than missing money. For Floyd, it's a battle fought onto fronts in courtrooms where the facts stack up against him, and on social media where he still tries to project the invincible image that made him famous.
Yeah, and about the whole 50 Cent story, you gotta hear.
Accusations that Floyd Mayweather has unpaid debts with fellow athletes. A widely known allegation comes from rapper 50 Cent, who accused Floyd of cheating him out of $2 million during his jail sentence.
Then are we talking over $2 million?
It's about that.
Oh, okay. At that point, it was, invested in.
All right.
So look, he goes, when he finally does bring up the action.
Crawford, by contrast, has been calculated and strategic when it comes to money. After years of disputes, he walked away from Top Rank, betting on himself, and it paid off in a massive way with his career-defining victory over Errol Spence Jr. That move didn't just cement his place at the top of boxing. It secured his financial independence on his own terms. Today, Crawford stands as the only fighter to become undisputed in 3 divisions in the four-belt era, dominant both in the ring and in control of his own business. So when he calls out Floyd, it's not simply as a critic, it's as a man positioning himself as Mayweather's true successor, both in fighting legacy and in financial freedom.
We're going to get to it. What's up? We're going to get to it. International with me.
Meanwhile, Mayweather's legal team is scrambling to flip the script, accusing Vegas Auto Gallery of fraud and claiming the dealership withheld key documents such as the odometer certification, but legal experts aren't buying it. The countersuit is already being dismissed as flimsy at best, with attorney Michael Cristalli blasting it as frivolous and ridiculous. In the end, It only highlights Floyd's biggest problem: his courtroom defenses are far less convincing than the growing pile of evidence suggesting he simply refused to pay.
I believe in building generational wealth. Even like when my children, all four of my children are adults. And I told them, no more handouts. Because I feel like I'm hurting my children by, I give them money, they go shopping, put gas in their car, party, come back, I need money, give them money, I buy them houses, I buy them cars. Told them, listen, if you guys go to school or you work in one of my businesses.
On top of Floyd's financial battles, Crawford hasn't let Mayweather's criticism of his win over Canelo slide either. Floyd had brushed it off, calling Canelo washed up and the fight easy, but Crawford fired back, saying his victory was no accident. It was the product of a carefully studied game plan, one that even drew from Mayweather's own playbook. In an interview with Inside the Ring, Crawford explained that the blueprint was always there. He had studied how Mayweather himself frustrated Canelo years earlier with slick, elusive defense. He dissected Dimitri Bivol's disciplined strategy, which neutralized the Mexican star completely. He even took notes from Alvarez's bout with William Skull, where Canelo's limited mobility was exposed. I knew I was going to beat him, Crawford said matter-of-factly. Whenever Canelo faced a style like mine, he struggled. And I had all those weapons plus more.
It became a fight where Crawford made it where Canelo, to have any chance, he had to go get close. So he had to go through a bad neighborhood.
Yep.
And Crawford mugged him. It's that simple. He had to go through a bad neighborhood to get anything done, to get to the place that something was going to be done good.
Yeah.
And he got mugged going through that neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Well, if I think about it, if I do come back, can you
You?